Përshëndetje dhe mirë se erdhët në Oda Podcast. Unë jam Joana.
Unë jam Margo.
Edhe unë jam Manjola dhe si gjithmonë mas kamerave kena producentin ton, Elvisin.
Unë jam Suzanna Shkreli.
Më falë, Suzanna. Si që në gjudo ajo, kësande kena një të ftuar shumë special, një vajzë shqiptare, Suzanna Shkreli, e cila kandidon për sekretare e shtetit në shtetin e Michiganit, në shtetet e bashkuara të Amerikës. Suzanna, mirë se erdhe. Welcome. Faleminderit.
You called me Zoyush. You gave me a promotion.
Edhe e kena përësit Margo, edhe Margo gjithmonë mas në Knasi që je pjesë e Odas Podcast. Kena pas fatin, je një vajzë e lindur edhe rritur në Amerikë, por me një karrierë fantastike, të moshën që kena me diskutu pak prej të tanave sot, dhe aq më tepër kur na diftove që kishe tit në Shqipnin, Malsin, Kosovën më shumë se na gjenë linë rrit atje, kjo vajzë na ka lënë pa fjalë. Vetëm një vajzë me zemër tamam shqiptare, mundet mi bota në këta që na s'kishim gojë asnjëri me thonë që kina kënë edhe në atje. Kështu që faleminderit që je pjesë e Oda Podcast.
Shumë faleminderit, jam e gëzuar me kënë këtu me ju.
Faleminderit.
Faleminderit edhe Primet edhe Elvisit, që ke pranu ftesën për marrë këtu me kanë pjesë e Oda Podcast, dhe ne do ta bëjmë pak këtë bashkëbisedimin tonë në anglisht, sepse normalisht Suzana është e lindur në Amerikë dhe sidomos për çfarë do na me diskutua shumë më kollaj që shumë gjëra me diskutu në anglisht, por kena edhe Markon këtu si përkthyes që ka me ne përkthy disa gjëra, kurse unë e Manjola me na fal, po kam na dash pak me fol pak më shumë anglisht. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Like, who's Suzanna Shkreli?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Michigan, and so I'm the daughter of Albanian immigrants. My father is from Mulqin, and my mother is from Dinosh and Grud. Grew up in a hardworking family. I'm one of 4 kids. I grew up working in a restaurant, just like so many other Albanians. And you know, my father was pretty adamant about us becoming educated because he didn't get an opportunity to become educated before he came, and so we did that. I mean, I also grew up playing ice hockey, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure I was the only Albanian American girl playing ice hockey.
Oh, wow.
My mom wanted me to be a figure skater, and I told her no, I want to play hockey.
We keep learning more about you.
Well, it's funny because my cousins were playing ice hockey, and then my brother played, and then she put me in figure skating. It was too boring for me, so she let me play hockey. My mom was always kind of forward thinking, so it was a lot of fun, and just grew up hardworking in the restaurant. My dad is 70 years old, and he had a dual kidney transplant 2 years ago at the University of Michigan. He's doing well, thank God, but he gets up every single day and he goes to that restaurant. And so customer service is really kind of ingrained in who I am as a person, wanting to make sure that people are taken care of. Hospitality is a trait that we have as Albanians, showing respect to people and treating our guests better than we do ourselves is something that we honor. So, I went to school, became a prosecutor, and have had an amazing career ever since.
Well, thank you. Mark, I'm sure you want to probably ask something in Albanian because we have a lot of people that speak more Albanian than
we are very
English.
lucky here in Michigan because most Albanians speak English too, and especially the one who vote. But we always bragging about it, how big the Albanian community is in Michigan, and how united it is. Not only in this case where you're running for office, but every time when Albanians need something, they always get together, and we see you everywhere. We see you in every gathering, not only Albanian parties, but you go to the businesses, to the restaurants, and that's something to be proud of it because Albanians never have this opportunity to have an Albanian woman, Albanian girl. I consider you as an Albanian community girl to run for office very important. And it's not only important for you as a job, it is important for people in Michigan, for everyone in Michigan, and more important for Albanians, because we all are connected to the state of Michigan, and we all live in this state of Michigan, and we need change for better life. Everybody needs change for better life. And voting for you would not be only a pleasure for Albanians to vote for an Albanian lady, but also most of the Albanians would vote to have a better understanding and better life for themselves and their family. And I hope, and I'm asking every Albanian in Michigan to come out and vote for Suzanna Shkreli, because we owe her that much, because it's the first time, and who knows when it's going to be another chance for us to vote for an Albanian girl as Suzanna Shkreli. I don't want to give her compliments, because everybody who knows her talks so good about Suzanna. You can go on all social media, and everybody's sharing her pictures, sharing her work, and she is so amazing. Every day she wake up early in the morning, all the way till midnight. You see her in one city, in another county, in another city, and this is something to be so proud of you. And usually girls are so busy doing something else, but you're still working from morning to night. I got one question to start. What motivated you to run for this office, for Secretary of State?
So I have had such an amazing career in government. I started as a prosecutor, and that really came from a place of really always loving justice. And I remember being a young kid, watching the Kosovo crisis happening. And it's part of why I'm a Democrat, right? Is seeing America stand up to protect Albanians in Kosovo. And not just that, but any other story where someone is wronged, you always feel good when justice is served. And so everyone asked me, did you always want to be a lawyer? I said, no, I don't know, until I found myself as a prosecutor standing in the courtroom saying, I'm Suzanna Shkreli on behalf of the people, which really filled me with a lot of gratitude. And it was something I felt was amazing, to be the daughter of Albanian immigrants and to be able to represent people in this community and defend them. And so I've always had a heart for service. I've always had a heart for justice. I ran in 2016, which is now 10 years ago, which is kind of crazy. Blink and the years go by. I ran for Congress. Did not win that year, but didn't lose either, because I spent the last 7 years within the Whitmer administration, having a number of different roles. I served as a Michigan Lottery Commissioner, where I oversaw a statewide agency with 8 regional offices, which is like the Secretary of State's office because it works with the public. So I was the chief executive of this agency. It was a multi-billion-dollar organization, because people like to play the lottery.
Especially Albanians.
Yes, and everyone asked me for the numbers. I said, if I had $1 every time I got it.
If I only knew.
If I only knew. I'm like, if I only knew, you would be the person I go to. So, and then I also served in regulatory roles. The governor, she jokingly called me her wolf from Pulp Fiction one time, because I get the job done. If there's a problem, I'm sent to fix it. And so I served as the state's first ever director of juvenile justice reform, because there were some issues that were happening. There was also some legislation that needed to be implemented. So I did that role for a year. I also served as a child advocate for the state. That was also a cabinet level position within the governor's administration. And then I served as deputy legal counsel, where, I handled issues of emergency management. And the governor, unfortunately, we saw a lot of emergencies in her first term. One of those experiences was the meeting of the electors in 2020, where I worked hand in hand with the Secretary of State's office and the Michigan State Police to make sure, because there were so much threats, our political discourse is nothing like it used to be. There's threats against government agencies, government officials. I've received them being a prosecutor. I've received them in every role I've had. And so we didn't really know what was going to happen that day in 2020. But because of our work and preparation, we pushed back against those people trying to come into the Capitol to deliver this fake slate. And I think that my experience in this moment in time with what's happening in the country makes me uniquely qualified to defend our Constitution and our right to vote, but also making sure that I'm using those customer service values to make the lives of Michiganders better. And so it's really the people's office. The Secretary of State's office is the gateway into government. You need it for a license. You need it for a number of things. You have a boat, you have to use the Secretary of State's office. I mean, there's so many things. You lose your license, you have to appeal, you have to do it through the Secretary of State's office. And then the Secretary of State also works as the chief elections officer. So I want to make sure that when people come to the Secretary of State's office, they get what they need. and they can get it fast, and that they're treated with respect. And so I'm motivated for a number of reasons, but those are just some of them.
Well, thank you for your answer. And again, we wish you a good luck. And
Thank you.
I have no doubt you're going to win this election, and we're all going to celebrate and party, all Albanians. We might not be with you, everybody, that night, but we're all going to celebrate.
Well, we need a lot of people that night as well. So that's the most important night. So celebration will happen after.
Best part about that night is that you need only 8,000 people. Thinking that it's around 200,000 Albanians. So percentage, it's extremely low, and I know that we all can make it. It will be a shame of us, actually, if we do not wake up in April. April what?
April 19th.
April 19th, and go downtown.
Yes.
And support. It's going to be a party too, so think of the bright side. We help Suzanna, and we're going to celebrate on that same day with Suzanna, because actually just thinking of what a beautiful picture on the wall will be on the Secretary of State of Suzanna Shkreli and Albanian Eagle, just thinking in every Secretary of State that we all know. Every city I think has one, right?
Oh, yes.
Give or take.
No, yes. There's over 130 offices across the state. Yes.
So we sure want her picture everywhere. But I've been lucky enough, and I've known you for ever since you were a prosecutor, actually. Very young, I think right after school, because it'd been like 15, 16 years when I used to work with Rennes and Madonna. And that's how I got to know you. And then I seen you when you won for the
Congress.
Congress. Actually, I love the position that you had for the children. You were protecting women. Was it women's too, or just the children? The rights of the children?
Yes, child advocate, but then I did that as a prosecutor as well.
Oh, okay.
But the child advocate is geared towards children.
Oh, okay. Because I loved, and I know in how many places. I know you went back home for that. I think, did you do something in Kosovo about that topic too?
I actually, Joe Nyunchai was working in the embassy in Shqipni.
Oh.
He called me and he said, Susanna, he's like, do you want to, I have an opportunity. I was like, what's the opportunity? He's like, well, I'm a federal prosecutor and I do this type of work, but we're looking for a prosecutor who works with victims on a daily basis to come and teach the prosecutors in Shqipni and the law enforcement and the lawyers about victim rights, because in Michigan we have victim rights codified in our constitution, but there are no acknowledged victim rights in Albania. So I was like, oh my God, what a cool opportunity! I get to speak about my work and also help guide Albanians about this work. And so, I went in 2016 and we spoke in many different cities. We convened discussions across the country. We were in Tirana, Durrës, Fier, Gjirokastër, Saranda.
How long did you stay for?
I stayed for about a week doing that. Yes.
Wow.
And then in 2017, I went back again, and Liza Gashi from Diaspora Flet, who she's now the deputy minister of the diaspora, I believe, reached out to me and said, do you want to come to Kosovo after you're in Albania? I said, yes. So I went to Kosovo, and same thing. We went and we spoke in many different cities. And it was incredible. And I got to meet so many people. I went to Prizren. I went to just a number of cities in Kosovo, and got to hear a little bit about life, after the world, the youngest country in Europe with so much talent and so much to look forward to. And so, and it's funny because at the time, Liza Gashi is in Diaspora Flet, and then she ends up becoming the deputy of the diaspora. And she reaches out to me a couple years ago and she says, Susanna, I want to bring the prime minister to Michigan. And we would love an opportunity if you would help us set up meetings. And so we were able to hold a bunch of meetings and a bunch of dinners and a community event at St. Paul's. And he wanted to come to say thank you, especially, he said, to the Albanians from Malsi and Mala because of how much help they gave during the crisis. And so he came to pay them respect. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And Lisa said of all the states that we went to and traveled, Michigan was one of the best. Yeah, special one.
Thinking, because I did not know that a 16-year-old can come and vote for you. That was something that I just learned today.
Yes.
But thinking that 10 years ago, they were little kids and you were protecting them. So all you guys need to come that day. Please do give us a little bit of information.
Yeah.
How can we vote?
Absolutely.
On April 19th?
Sure. So usually when you go vote, you go to your local voting precinct and you get a ballot and you write in the bubble. This is not that type of election. This is an election that gets determined at a nominating convention. And so what happens if you want to come vote for me, which I hope you do, you have to register with the Michigan Democratic Party before March 20th. Today is the 6th, so we have 14 days, exactly 2 weeks to get you registered. It's free. You can visit vote.suzannashkreli.com. There's a step 1, register with the party. Step 2, commit to vote for Suzanna. It's pretty simple. You just put your name, your address, your occupation, your cell phone number, and your email. And then once you do it online, you will receive an email that says, thank you for registering as a Democrat. And you're able then to come on April 19th in order to vote for me. And so really it's so important. There's maybe 5,000 to 8,000 people that will come that day. And so if there are Albanians that are out there that want to support me and help me achieve this, we need you to register by March 20th. And then come April 19th to Huntington Place. And it's going to be fun. I want to have food trucks, want to have music, want to have t-shirts like this one here, and really want to make it a party. And so we are going to be providing food. We are also going to be providing transportation. We're looking to get about 10 buses to place them in the Metro Detroit area to allow people to hop on those buses and come down and then have those buses bring you back later Sunday afternoon. And so I'm in conversations about where to put those buses, thinking at the church, at the teche, and other places in the community that can make it easy for you. So you don't have to worry about parking. And we really want to make it as easy as possible to bring you down there. So please, if you can, vote.suzannashkreli.com. Register as a Democrat by March 20th and commit to vote for me. I will reach out to you. My team will reach out to you. I have an Albanian intern. Her name's Bianca. Hi, Bianca, if you're watching. And super excited. And I have to say this too. When you're out there every day talking to people, and you have to prove yourself every single day, it can be challenging. But I have to tell you, there have been so many times where I've gone to an event, an Albanian event, and I've had a mother come up to me to say, my daughter wants to meet you. And then a beautiful young girl comes up with these big, beautiful eyes looking up at me, and they want a picture and they want to ask me questions. And that means the world to me. To know that I could potentially have an impact on the next generation of Albanian American girls, for them to see themselves represented in me, makes all of this worth it. And like I tell every single little girl that comes up to me, what I am doing, I know you can do times 10, and I want to be in a position to help you. So with that, please come. Vote.suzannashkreli.com. Register as a Democrat by March 20th. Commit to vote for Susie, which is step 2 on the website, and I'll send it to Mark so he can show you.
Yes.
And we will reach out. We're going to figure out how to get you there. We're going to figure out how to get you fed, and make sure that we have a fun party that day.
I just had a question. So
Yes.
just to clarify, so once they get there, what's the next process? Like, how do they determine, like, as far as, like, okay, we've been registered, but then how do they verify that?
So there's a credentialing process. So when you come to Huntington Place, you'll walk in and you will show your ID, and then you'll get credentials. Credentials are basically a fancy word for an authentication that you are a party member.
So make sure you bring your ID, because sometimes we tend to leave that in the car, especially Albanians.
Right. And then after that, then the voting will happen, I think around 1 or 2. Probably.
So pretty much all they need to bring is just their ID.
Bring their ID, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And show up.
Yes. Everyone's asking. It is interesting, because if you can vote for the president of the United States in the mail, but you can't vote for this, I think part of what happened here when they made this decision is that they want to have control over who is the nominee. And so, but that's not how democracy works, right? It's the people that get to determine. And so that's why I need a strong membership there, because I'm up against the establishment. There is an establishment candidate who was running for governor, who's now running for this seat. And I'm the anti-establishment candidate. I'm an outsider. And so I definitely need my community to help propel me.
And how has that support been, the Albanian community support so far?
It's great. I had a fundraiser at John Gotzi's restaurant, Mike and Mona's last week. It was wonderful. I also have been involved in the Albanian American Institute that Joseph Dvuka and Kolivana and others have started. And really, members of the different chochata at the church have supported me as well. But I really need everyone. All that support is wonderful, but I need everyone to register.
Correct. That's the most important thing because, we can support you, we can gather, but the most important thing is register and show up that day.
That's right. And cast your ballot.
Okay, the hardest part of this podcast is being between three women
and Mark in the
middle. Especially politicians.
That's right. We hog up all the time.
Unë dirë të me thonë Shqipë 2-3 gjana, se unë gjithmonë në podcast krenohem edhe vazhdem u krenu në çdo podcast për komunitetin e Michiganit, për gjithë komunitetin dhe diasporën e Amerikës, se sa të formum dhe sa të bashkum jena dhe çfarë elementit dhe çfarë individësh nxjerrin këto në disa lloje të ndryshme, të fushave të ndryshme. Dhe edhe një herë Suzanna Shkreli është shembull për gjitha vajzat që jetojnë në emigracion, po që jetojnë në Amerikë, pra çdo gjë është e mujtën. Amerika të në mundësin, të në punën, të në shkollën, dhe më thanë, mundesh me realizu ëndrat tuja, është i vetmi shtet që ja hap zemrën gjithkuj, pra edhe herë Suzana është shembulli i kësaj vajze shqiptare dhe i ftoj gjithë shqiptarët në Michigan. Ju lutem shumë. Është hera e parë që na kena një shqiptare që shkon për zyren e sekretarit shtetit Michiganit. Është shumë më rëndësishme për ne, shumë më rëndësishme edhe për Suzanën, që të fitojnë dhe në të tanë zbashku të festojnë dhe t'jena krenar që kena një vajzë tonë në këtë zyre këtë shumë të rëndësishme. Pra edhe herë, me 19 prill, me 19 prill, të tanë zbashku, të shkojmë në Detroit downtown, e kena të gjithë, keni me po në adresën.
E para të regjistrohen a herë.
Deri me 20 mars.
Po mirë se e thonë edhe ju.
Se e nga
të për të shkojmë me 19 prill e të votojmë, sepse është shumë e rëndësishme për ne. Në tonë shqiptarët jena kavalera, në tonë kena qef me lanë, mi lanë dikuj i kafe, mi lanë dikuj i lunch, mi lanë dikuj i dinner. Po hajtë jena bëjmë voten, është shumë e rëndësishme jena bëjmë voten Suzanës. E kena tonen është bia jonë, a vajza jonë, pra t'jena tonë krenar, dhe tonë kena me festu së bashkut, edhe ma mërmenja se tonë shqiptarë aty, e kena zemrën e bardhë, kena me shkute tonë, morë regjistru, edhe me votu për Suzanën, edhe në fond, tonë kena me në i flamurin Amerikan edhe flamurin shqiptar.
Sepse na shqiptarët e kena shumë zakon që kena qef mu krenu për njëri tjetrin, por duhet për me mshtet që me arrit të ajo pikë. Kështu që duhet mi dhanë supportin mbështetjen maksimum, mu regjistru në rallë parë deri me datën 20 mars, edhe me ardhë në Detroit të Huntington Place dhe me mbështet Suzanën.
Tash një përmbledhje të vogël se na kena folë shumë anglisht edhe kena dhe më thonë ata në tonë në për tonë botën se duhet është të tonë me ditë se kush është Suzana edhe sa rëndësishme është Suzana për ne edhe për të tonë shqiptar edhe në fakt në thonë drejtë më ka pëlqy shumë një poster që është e ke ba nuk e di se kush e ka ba por e kam pa dhe më thonë edhe në mrapa ishte Nën Tereza Shote Galica të trejten se ma i men edhe Nora Kelmenit edhe dhe më thonë ku ka ma bukur se mu ken e prezentu me në atë mënyrë një shqiptare e përgatitun qysh fëmijë e rritun me dëshirën për me ndihmu tjerë se si e tha në fjalë tjera për tana ju që si keni kuptu domethënë rrit për një familjet me shumë dashni gjithmonë me dhanë më të mirën tek tjerët. Në këtë mënyrë baba dhe nana i kanë rrit 4 fëmijë. Kja është një nër 4 fëmijët. Tesh pse jo mos me pasë sekretare në shtetit të Michiganit. Pra, për ju në Michigan, që jena rreth 200.000, jena shumë, na duhen vetëm 8.000 për ju.
Ma shumë s'ka gjë.
Yeah, Lutem, inshallah bani 200. Nuk ka problem heq, por deri me 20 mars na kena me vu linkun këtu në faqen ton, ku ju mund të regjistroni, që janë edhe 2 javë kohë për mu regjistru. Gjithashtu, përgatitjet po i ban grupi Suzanës për meken, në qoftë se domethënë e di që është rruga, dikush është larg, dikush nuk mundet me nis makinen, do të jenë në dispozicion autobuza që do nisen, ndoshta prej Teqes, ndoshta prej Kishet, në disa vende të ndryshme që me ju a bë jetën ju më të lehtë, edhe mos me mungu këtë eveniment kaq të rëndësishëm për komunitetin ton. Do të ketë ushqim, do të ketë muzikë, do të ketë bluza e ka vesh Suzanës, na ka pruni, na ka bë me hile sot. Na kena me shkua ditë për me marrë, që do t'jetë me 19 prill në Huntington, në Detroit. Kështu që ju lutem, informacionet do t'jenë të tana në website, por supporti, si tha Marko, atë kafen e kina lënë për i këtë muj, por t'lutem një vot për Suzin me datën 19. Shumë pak na duhet prej nesh, ndoshta vetëm, si më thonë, 1 orë punë për jetës tonë, ashtu okay, për me pas me kene prezentume prej një vajzët kaq të denjtë për këtë detyrë. Kjo ishte thjesht kaq mendimi jem personal që mendoj për Suzin, se është me të vërtet pa komplimente një vajzë e denjtë.
Dhe këtu gjithashtu në zyrën e Secretary of State Michigan kena edhe zakonisht fotografin asaj që është Secretary of State, Sekretarja e Shtetit. Sekretarja e Shtetit të Michiganit, ku ka ma bukur që përveç tona gjanave që ju përmend, me pas një
fotografi
kaq të mrekullueshme, jo vetëm për gjanave që ju përmend, po edhe në pamje. Kështu që do të jetë kënaqësi për ta ne. Në fakt komplimentet janë gjithmonë më të bukura kur femna ja bën komplimentin femnës. Sepse
ja pa interes ata.
janë të vërteta, kështu që usually we ask that question at the end, how did you feel during this?
It's so cool what Jonna is saying, because I always when we talk about Albanians and Albanians all over, I always admire Albanian women, not only because they are intelligent, but thank God we got a beautiful race. We got a beautiful, all Albanian women have beautiful genes, and there's another example of
yes.
So people agree with me on that.
Most important, yes, most important, you're beautiful from the inside, so that's the most important thing.
That is number one, having a beautiful soul and looking for justice. Fjalë tjera shqip, kjo pjesa është shumë e rëndësishme, nëse është dikush që ka me luftu për ju, për ne, për mu, për fëmin tuj, edhe fëmia juj me pas në fakt dikenin për me shiku se e ka bë Suzana, edhe në fakt e tha, ti mundesh me bë 10 herë më shumë se une. Por jo që mundesh me bë 10 herë më shumë, por e bukur është që mundet me talloni dorë për me tërheq, se kina thënë gjithmonë s'ka më bukur se kur e ke një dorë që ta jep dorën mu tërheq atje kur je, domethënë kërkon ndihmë edhe s'jep kërkush dorën. Ky është momenti jon për me lënë dorën Suzanës, që Suzana nesër t'ja japin dorën fëmijëve tonë. Kështu që ky ishte mesazhi jem personal. Inshallah o Zot bona të tonë na shqiptar si jena aq shumë, jo me të bë sekretari i shtetit, por na jena për me të bë presidente, pa me dashur më bashku tonë, por për sekretari është minimumi që na mundena me bë për Suzin.
Në fakt është një moment historik për ne shqiptar këtu, sidomos në Michigan, sepse ne kena 3 në Michigan, kena Renisin, kena Robertin, që po kandidon për Kongres, Renisi që për Senat, dhe Suzana për Secretary of State. So, është një moment historik, edhe jena shumë krenar për të 3 ju, edhe jena sigur që keni me pas fitore.
I think this time Albanians is the first time where all Albanians in Michigan, we all going to get together. We are going to enjoy by voting for Suzanna Shkreli, because, as I said earlier, this is the first time, it's the first opportunity we have to vote for an Albanian lady, for an Albanian girl. And this is something where everybody should enjoy it.
Jo, po domethënë me na bë krenar edhe si shtet. Po thejmë edhe në historinë Michiganin, në fakt, veç për natyrë s'munden me thyr rekord, se jena gjithmonë ftoft, por ama munden me thyr rekord. Pa dallim fejet, pa dallim krahinet, pa dallim partijet, se në fundit, ai demokrat, ai republikan, pak rëndësi ka, në qoftë se mundena me thyr rekord me pas 3 djem e vajzë të Michiganit për me shku në government është një gjanë fakt që me të thonë drejten sa do me pasi natë një tjetrin, ky s'është momenti për me pasi natë, po ky është momenti që mi bashku, nuk ka rëndësi a është demokrat, a është republikan, po shkojmë të japim një atë vot, se s'na kushton as edhe një gja me suportu bitan.
Është një detyrim moral që ne a kina një tjetrin, sepse ne e mbështesim një tjetrin për çdo gjë. Dhe kjo është diçka shumë e rëndësishme. Se sikur se ne zakonisht këtu i kina bisedat e lira dhe thojmë që vjen për shembull dikush për një festival, një këngëtar këto, çohen tan shqiptarët, shkojnë, po kina disa momente historike që janë shumë më të rëndësishme, që ka herë na shqiptarët nuk kina aty kur duhet. Kështu që kjo është një moment historik që ne na jepet mundësia që ne me e tregu veten dhe me diftu tamam atë mbështetjen tonë.
Ditë dile është, is it a Sunday?
Po.
Është ditë dile. Unë e di që për ditën e nonave të fillu qysh sonte, nesër mas nesrit, jo 8.000 gra, po 18.000 gra kanë me shku në për party. Ta bajmë halalet dhe i ditë mujin tjetër me 19, unë i supportoj ton kohën, ma bani i këtë në shkoni një ditë, shumë pak për ju shme shku.
Dhe s'ka nevoj me shku kush tjetër, po vesh këto gratë që përshkojnë për këto partit me shku janë mjaftueshme.
Vetëm në gratë me supportu një në tjetër, në më dhanë një grut komunitetit ton, një vajzë. Në fakt, për saksisht, se po bajt njëjtin gabim që bani Marku në fillim, por me një vajzë të komunitetit ton, kishim thy rekord. Atë është pa ta diftej marrë, s'po pëjëm të ajo atësh. Por, sinqerisht, mundena me bë histori, edhe histori do t'ishte sikur se 3, si Robert, si Suzana, si Renisi, të shkojnë, të fitojnë këta vota, sepse e kina tha në fakt, edhe për Robertin tha, 20.000 janë ma konë, tha pa me shku, në tonë shqiptarët fitan. Jena 200.000 se duen për të tanë Michiganin Suzin. As kena nevoj 200.000. 10.000 sa ta marrë mas jep 8.000, po thuj, i fje ma shumë. 10.000 për i nesh, që është, se si jam momentin e mirë në matematikë, as 10%, është nështë 5%, përqindja që duhet me shku, e që për në gjenë? As edhe i sanë. Kështu që ju lutem, na kena me këthy prap, kjo ishte thjesht sa për një fushat vogël shqiptare, do ta këthejmë prap në anglisht.
Let's take a break for politics for 5 minutes. Let's get a little comfortable.
I got my sisters on the side of me.
We're
going hard, I love it.
No, what I was trying to... What I wanted to bring up was, I was at Shoqata Kosova detare për pamërsinë e Kosovës, edhe ju ishte e pranishme atë. You was taking the whole spot of the night. Everybody was coming to you. Everybody was taking pictures. They was taking even signatures too. And actually, everybody was talking about you, and everybody was so proud of you being there and supporting Albanians in the Independence Day of the Kosovo. Also, not only because you running for the office, but also you showing respect for everyone in there, and is a historic day for Albanians. But I saw you dancing too. Yeah, you dance well and pretty good too.
I love to dance. I have to tell you, Kosovo Independence Day is actually my birthday.
Oh,
yes, and I remember in 2005 when they became a country, and so 2005, right, or 2004?
2008.
What year? 2008. Okay. I thought it was okay. But I remember that day when it happened, because it's not every day that a country gets declared, right?
Sure.
And so when I was at the governor's office, it's symbolic, but she does proclamations, and so we did for the first time ever Albanian proclamation for Independence Day on November 28th, and then Kosovo Independence Day as well. February 6th.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's symbolic. It's small, but it's cool.
Nice,
it's cool to have.
nice.
Yes, yeah.
But I got a question.
Yes.
Because we all play music when we drive a lot,
All the time.
You play Albanian music too?
All the time.
You play only Mansur music?
No,
or-
I have I really like this Miri Beats. Do you guys listen to Miri Beats?
Yeah, we do.
And I like Agron Plumai, who just has instrumentals as well.
Oh, okay.
But what do I have on here?
You put her in the spot right away. She's like, I got it right
It was
here.
like,
No,
I'm
I
making
was-
this up.
Louis Mochica. I'm always listening to like Albanian dance music.
Nice. That's so
and
cool.
I have to say, one of my favorite singers is the singer. What's her? Shkurt Feze. And Mora Fjall is one of my favorite songs. Yeah, and I love to see it when I went. I almost forgot her name for a second. When they do the soccer games and they play her song. Yeah.
So Mark said, let's not talk politics for a little bit, right? Because usually in our podcast we try to avoid talking about politics, religion. There's certain things that
you want to stay away from.
It's not like we want to. We talk, but we
don't go too.
Not as much.
Yeah. Also, politics is tiring. I like something a little lighter these days.
But you mentioned earlier before we started to record that you've been to Albania, Montenegro. So share your experience a little bit about like what do you think about Albania?
Well, I remember very vividly in 2016 when I had gone to Shqipni and I had gone up the Logara mountain pass. And by the way, I'm afraid of heights, so I was like white knuckling the door. Yeah, but I remember turning the corner and after you're about to go down the mountain and just seeing nothing but just pure water. And I called my mom. I said, "Mom." I was like, "Why didn't you tell me about this?" She goes, "Susie, I left when I was young. I never saw it either. How am I supposed to know what that place looks like?" And I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful country. The food is amazing. There's this restaurant in northern Albania that I love called Cavalieri. I love their food.
Yeah, we've been there, Cavaliero.
So
well, we're doing a lot of free advertising right now for a lot of people and a lot of businesses right now.
So I love going over there. I love visiting where my father is from. My cousin Gina lives in Ulcin. My cousin Vicky, she's a singer. Vicky Tsalmai, she lives in Malsimala and Gru. That's my cousin as well. I love to visit with them.
And Ulcin is very close to Shkodra, where we're from.
Yes,
so
very, very close. And
have you been in Shkodra?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been before. Yes. That was one of the places we stopped in 2016 when we did our talks. And then I actually just got to meet Mariana and Io Malsore last week. Yeah. Absolutely love her. She's a wonderful, smart, brilliant young woman. And I know she serves in the parliament and I'm super proud of her as well. Yeah. And so, but I think, Albania and Kosovo, are beautiful countries that have a lot of opportunity. And I really just want to see them propel and become just a beacon in Europe, a place for tourism, a place for studying, a place for economic development. And, we've seen so many great people come out of those countries and so much artistic expression, especially in Kosovo. And that's what they say. When you are in war, when you were oppressed, that's when you get to see the most beautiful, forms of art develop. And
absolutely.
And so we've seen that happen. And I just think it's a very promising area. And I love to go back. There's something about going there and hearing people speak, the language of your mother and father. It's beautiful. Got to see where my dad, was born and it's special. It's a special place for me. I love to go back.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So besides, because we're not talking politics, so we want to know who is Suzanna away from politics. What does Suzanna do for fun? Like anything you want to share?
Yeah.
Susanna.
Yeah.
No politics.
I was asked this earlier today too. So I have 5 nieces and nephews that I am obsessed with.
Of course.
And so as much time I can spend with them, I will. And they make me do all sorts of stuff. Take me here, take me there, go for ice cream. So I love to spend time with my family. I also like sports. I think I mentioned to you earlier. I grew up playing ice hockey as a kid. And so I do. It's so funny because sports never ends. It's a season ends and we do it all over again. It makes no sense why we watch and have so much investment, but I do love to see an underdog win. I love hockey. I love football. I like to go downtown and go to the games. And then I love to travel when I can. I've had the privilege of just being all over the world, from visiting Egypt to going to Israel to going to Cyprus to going to Ireland.
I think you've been to Bali too, right?
I was in Bali.
Because I follow you. That's how I know.
2017, my friend.
Yes, that was I was jealous of that trip. I'm not gonna lie.
My friend Sherry, she's Persian. She's actually my sister's best friend, but I sold her from her. She's like, my sister had just gotten married and she was pregnant. She's like, we need to do this trip. I said, okay, where are we going? She's like, we're gonna go to Tokyo. We're gonna go to Bali. We're gonna go to Manila and Singapore. I was like, all right, sounds good. Just tell me where to show up. And so I got to experience that part of the world. It is a unique area of the world. I'd love to go back. The flight was long, 11 hours from Detroit to Tokyo. And I didn't sleep a wink because I have a hard time sleeping on planes. But yeah, it was.
We share the same.
We know a couple people that share that. Yeah,
Can't sleep on a plane.
Doesn't matter what kind of pill I take.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's wonderful. It's a blessing to see how people live, and their food and their culture and their traditions, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to experience.
No, that's a little bit for
little personality there.
Yes,
real me.
I mean, I love it. What is there not to love?
And I'm sure you've been so busy lately that you probably had time for, not even travel, but you didn't have time for many things.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I went to go...
Because you're dedicating so much time to your campaign.
Yes. And it's it's a 24-hour thing. But my niece is in Girl Scouts. And my sister says, can you go speak to her? So I said, all right, I gotta make it happen. So then I'm in the class, and she has attitude with me. She's like, "Why don't you tell them why you don't have time for me anymore?" I'm like, "Honey, I after the campaign, we'll take a trip." I was like, "I'm here today," and they're like, she's like, I was like, "I miss you too."
Holding you accountable.
Yeah, she is. So
how old is she?
She's 8. This generation,
full of personality.
Oh my God, they talk circles around me. She out lawyers me.
I
She's
believe
a better
it.
lawyer than I am. I've never seen the vocabulary that they have, the way that they can speak. I mean, I'm in awe of them, So
I believe it. I have a little niece, and she's only 2. But believe it or not, the other day I went to kiss her, and my mom and my dad was right behind me, and then she kissed me, and she said, "Next." I'm like, "Are you kidding me, you little one? 2 years old." She calls next.
Oh my God.
I think they're born with a little college
degree
in them.
It's a special generation. That's for sure. That's for sure.
But,
going back to politics, probably. as much as we try to.
We have to go back. What will you change from what's right now? If you take the position.
Excellent. Thank you. So I have been traveling, like I said, I did a 9 county tour in 3 days. And so I got to listen to a lot of people in northern Michigan. It's a little bit more rural. And so one of the things that they talked about is making sure that, when you go to Kroger, if you are in line and you realize your license is expired, if you have a kiosk there, you can renew your license. Yes.
Oh.
So how are we bringing government to where people are at, making government more convenient for people? So that's definitely one thing I want to do is expand those services, expand mobility. There are senior centers where people might need service, making sure that we're driving to them and getting them what they need. And then, listen, the appointments process, like if you need to go to the Secretary of State, the appointments process is good. But you don't always get guaranteed service if you don't have one. If you need something on a Monday and you walk in, that you're able to get what you need.
Yeah, because, most of us, we all work, and there's maybe only that day that we have the time off.
Yes.
And I believe the customer service, the last 6 years, without trying to offend anyone, dropped down to under 0. My personal opinion.
You mean in general, not just
in general. I'm not saying only Secretary of State, but overall, we do not care like we used to. Everything has changed.
I tell everybody that. I tell everyone this. I remember, growing up in the restaurant, my dad said, if there's a person in front of you and the phone is ringing, you take the person. And now if you go get a coffee and there's a line around the building, some guy in his underwear is getting his mobile order made before you instead of... Yes. So I just don't think... And I understand it's okay. Mobile ordering is fantastic. I'm not saying get rid of it. Yes. I'm just saying we have to have a balance.
Absolutely.
And the person in front of you who's taken time to come in is someone that should be served first. It's like a gold standard of American customer service, Michigan customer service. I believe in it.
Personally, when we came here, I was shocked from the customer service. Now, is this how did we drop from being on the top to, I believe we're we're very close to the bottom. Very close to the
I think
bottom.
pandemic has affected that a lot too. Like pandemic was changed a lot of things, unfortunately. And instead of like going back to normality, what we called normality at that time, I think we just kept going backwards when it comes to customer service. So, because I mean, let's be honest, it's not a fun visit when you go to Secretary of State. Usually, when you have to go to Secretary of State, it's not like, oh, I gotta. So it's always yes, you need something, but also, even the customer service sometimes can be not maybe what we expect. So so it's great to hear like what changes at least you would be working on if you go in office. So
another thing I want to do is like for those who want their license on their phone, if you can add your Tigers tickets, Lions tickets, credit cards to your wallet,
why not?
Then you should be able to add because if you're like me, you lose your driver's license more than you should. So it'd be nice to have
for the young kids. That's like
nice to have it on your phone. It makes government more accessible.
correct, because we'll lose everything but our phone.
That's right.
I mean, nobody.
We'll forget our keys, we'll forget our cards, but our phone, we're so connected to our phone. So that's something that it's always with us.
One thing I think the Secretary of State is doing a little bit better on one aspect. I'm a CDL holder, and when I renew my CDL, before you had to go to the Secretary of State and show the medical card, and now you don't have to go no more; it goes automatically, which kind of cut another headache.
Makes it more efficient.
Makes it more efficient.
That's good.
Yeah. So hopefully when you get in there, it'll make things easy.
More efficient. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
I mean, knowing how many Albanians
Because we all been
are truck drivers.
Coffee house for a long time. We ain't got time to go.
That's funny.
And stay in the line to Secretary of State. Make it easy.
Or we're impatient too as a community. So that's another thing.
It's in our blood, I think. We wanted
That's true. I'm impatient too.
well,
I know we talked about you talked about Suzanna, but maybe we can go back to why should people choose Suzanna, right, for Secretary of State? Maybe we give that message directly again to those people that will be registering and voting.
Yeah. Well, I am a proud Michigander. It's one thing my parents taught me to be, was proud to be Albanian American, proud to be a Michigander, proud to live in a state and a country that offers you the opportunity to become and do whatever you want. And the opportunity to now serve as your Secretary of State. I am someone that serves with my heart. I do everything with my heart. And so I want to make sure that people are getting the service that they need, that their lives are made easier because I'm in that role. I want to be accessible. So that means when you reach out to me on LinkedIn or on email and you have an issue with something, that I want to get to the bottom of it to make sure that life is made easier for you. And then we're in a time where things are highly politicized and there's attacks on our elections happening every day. I want to make sure that we are sustaining our way of life and that our Constitution is protected. And I think with my background as a prosecutor, my background in emergency management under the governor, as well as my state executive experience, I'm uniquely qualified for this moment to be the next Secretary of State. And with me, what you see is what you get. And I want nothing more than to be available, to be accessible, and to really lead from my heart and to listen and to make your life better when I'm Secretary of State. And so I would love to have your support. Please, if you can, register before March 20th, vote.suzannashkreli.com, and we will find a way to get you to Huntington Place. Thank you.
my next question actually is for small businesses.
Yes.
Are you doing anything if you go in the office? How they can register easier or anything in that matter?
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion around notaries and how they work. I think first it's just making sure that our services are accessible to small businesses, because there's so much strain on your time and so understanding, what those processes look like for you as it relates to, filing whatever paperwork that you need, how we work with Laura as well, because there's work that we do with the license and regulatory agency. And so I'm definitely committed to listening and learning and advocating to make the lives of small business owners easier. Like most of us come from either, are self-employed,
yes. I think majority of our community, they all have small businesses. Any, like restaurant, I don't call it that small in my book, but constructions, painting, like
restaurant.
All are. There's so many.
Yes,
and I think each family has. In the close family, everybody has a business. Somebody that has a business.
For sure.
And I think if we know that there is something that we can do, it's always like a plus. Like, we want Suzanna to go there because she can make our life a little bit easier.
I'm just laughing because I've had Albanians ask me for the numbers. Then I'm running for this. They're like, "Can I get free plates?" I'm like, "You guys are always on me."
Yes, and we're always asking for the wrong things. For a deal, yes.
Always looking for a deal.
But
we are born, I think, little business people.
That's right.
We want, what is the best deal? Like, that's all you can offer.
Got to save money. Entrepreneurial spirit. That's why Albanians are successful.
Absolutely. Well, I know that you are very busy and you have a lot of places to be.
Yes.
But it was truly a great honor to have you here.
It's my honor.
And we mean it with all our heart. As we told you before we started recording, like, we do this out of our heart. So this is not something that we have to do. And this is the least that we can do to support you as Albanians.
Thank you.
So definitely we'll be there.
Thank you.
I'm confident to speak on everybody else's behalf.
Thank you.
And I'm also confident to speak on all the other Albanians' behalf, because I don't see a reason why we wouldn't go and register and vote and show up on April 19th. I'm sorry, the 19th.
Register before March 20th and show up one way or another. Suzanna will have more information on her website.
Right.
We're going to share as much as we can and to know where the bus is, more information about the 19th. But the link for the before March 20th, we will share in our episode. Where it's very easy to register. Even a 16-year-old can register, which is amazing. And let's make it happen, because definitely we can. Only if we do not want to. So let's make it. We do want to. And
na kena pas shef me eftu Suzanën përpara, por e dishim sa shumë e zanën. Dhe jena mundu 2-3 herë me mujtë me pu dhe na ka pa përmëtu dhe ti e majtë e përmëtimin. Kjo ardhë, këtu të Oda Podcast, është një kanari për ne dhe është edhe një herë kanari për gjithë shqiptarët e Michiganit, sidomos për vajzat e vogla që janë sa të urrit, që kërkojnë të kenë një modele që të bëjnë si dikushi. Pra, që ku e keni modelin Suzana, mundin mu bë si dëni ju, u njekni rrugën e Suzanës, shkoni në shkollë, mësoni, studioni, sepse çdo gjë në Amerikë është e mundshme edhe mund të jeni të suksesshme. Ju uroj Suzanna Shkreli fitore, patjetër, dhe gjithë shqiptarëve në Michigan fitore, sepse kur fiton Suzana, kena fitu na.
Shumë faleminderit. Thank you.
Edhe minutazhi toni erdhi fundi, edhe me shumë keqardhje. Por me shpresën që kena mu pati tanë bashkë me 19 prill, edhe të ju uru Suzanës edhe në emrin tem edhe tanë grupit edhe i herë fitore, edhe inshallah kena me të pa në fotografia në Secretary State. Hopefully kena me të pa dhe këtu në Oda Podcast edhe herë tjera. Por ju lutem mos harroni të votoni. Edhe për imejet, urime.
Thank you so much.
We have always one last question for every episode. How did you feel here today with us at Oda Podcast?
I feel incredible. You guys have been so nice, and all the compliments is giving me extra energy today.
That's something for the weekend. That's not a compliment. We said exactly what
so
you deserve,
No,
but
you're so
usually
sweet.
because we keep it very. It's not like an interview.
Chill,
So I hope.
I feel wonderful. I feel so lucky to be here and to be talking to members of my community about this race and really what it means for our community and what it means for the next generation of young Albanian girls and boys to make sure that they have, they see representation in themselves. When I was a prosecutor in Macomb, I didn't think I could be a judge one day because I never saw, it was only Italians and Polish people. And so in my mind, I was 24 years old. I was a lawyer. I didn't think that I could ever be a judge, right? Until I did this this little seminar, and then I realized, this could be for me as well. And so I want to make sure that the Albanian American youth understand that there's nothing that you can't do in this country. That's the beauty of America. That's the American promise. And so, whether I'm the Secretary of State, which I hope to be with your help, or not, I want to reinforce that message to you all. Because if I can do this, you can do even so much more. So, what
a beautiful message. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait to celebrate your victory.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much for being here.
Shumë faleminderit.
Natë në mirë dhe mirupafshim.
Ciao.